Hello, my fellow musicians and AI aficionados. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Apple tagging system for AI music. I'm sure you are as excited as I am about this. So let's jump straight in to my music report for this week. Apple's transparency tags, what they are and why they won't work. It's a label system that no one has to use. Think about it. Who uses a system that they don't have to use, right? It's enforced by nobody, it's defining nothing, but let's talk about why it still matters. You can find a lot of information about this on the web. Apple asks the music industry to please be honest about its AI usage. On March 4th, they sent a newsletter to their partners, distributors, and record labels announcing four new metadata tags. These tags are as follows. They want tags for artwork, they want tags for the track, they want composition tags, and they want music video tags where appropriate. The artwork tags are going to flag AI generated static album cover art or motion graphic artwork. This is going to be album wide. They also want AI stamp tracks where AI generated music has been put on their system. It could be a material portion of the audio recording itself and the actual sound. So all territories should comply with this per track. Again, they're making it sound like it's voluntary, okay? They're not saying you must, but they're asking you as their partner to come forth and do this. And then we have composition, flags, AI generated lyrics or other compositional elements, melody, structure, chord progression per track. And then they also want music video, album or standalone, which will flag generated visual content, whether bundled with an album or delivered as its own release. Labels can combine multiple tags simultaneously. A track where the AI wrote the lyrics, generated the music, and produced an AI artwork cover would require three separate tags: track, composition, and artwork. This is the actual code Apple spec shows. And if you go through the document, it's such a long, boring document that I don't care to share with you. But if you look at it, it's very obvious what they're looking for. They want you to tag artwork, composition, music video, and track. And then if no AI was used, then you don't have to use any tags. But if you did use AI for any of those, you got a tag. Honestly, I just think this is an unnecessary overhead that is going to go away in the next number of years. It might be here now, but there's no way this is going to survive the test of time. There's so many territories, so many countries, the tide is changing. You can only police and control art so much. I do not think this has longevity in its future. Where are the tags displayed to listeners? Apple has not announced any UI changes to the consumer facing Apple Music app. The tags exist in the delivery metadata layer, the backend plumbing between labels or distributors and Apple servers. Whether or not these tags will ever appear, it's up to Apple, but they have not specified this yet. The four things that make this not work yet are there's no enforcement, the material portion is undefined. What do you mean by material portion? And then it's self-reporting only. It's not being policed. While I respect that because I don't believe policing is a good way, but we know how humans are, right? They have probably thought about this and realized you should not police people to that degree, so they're not policing us to that degree. And there's no listener facing UI. So it's sort of an incomplete idea or solution that never surfaces in any listening interface. So if omitted, none is assumed. That's the general mindset, right? When you don't use the tags, they're going to assume, okay, you didn't use AI. But you and I know that that's not the case. AI has been used at different levels. How many labels, how many people have the bandwidth to do this? I don't think this is a very viable solution. The specifications language on this is precise and instructive. The tag is described as optional, may be updated. The annotation says when artificial intelligence is used to generate a material portion of the content, you disclose this information. Note, you disclose, not Apple verifies. If it was saying Apple is going to verify, then that would be very different. So you can see two different models. Deezer's model is we're going to find you out, we're going to detect you. Apple's model is, well, we're making it optional. If you want to disclose this, go ahead and disclose it. They're not saying you must disclose it. And for that reason, I do not think this is going to fly very far. Here's an honest analogy. This is structurally identical to asking food manufacturers to voluntarily label their products' calorie content and so on before mandatory nutrition labeling existed, except here there is still no announced date when mandatory labeling arrives, no regulator to enforce it, and no definition of what a calorie is. So manufacturers will label accurately and some will guess, and many will not label at all. This data, the data that this generates will be real, but it will be incomplete and systematically biased towards underreporting by the parties most motivated to underreport. When you take a look at the differences between Apple and Deezer and Spotify and YouTube Music and some others, let's just go down the laundry list. So when it comes to the different models to police AI, if you will, Apple is voluntary. Deezer is a proactive AI detection tool. Spotify is working with DDEX Consortium on industry wide metadata standards. YouTube is using the Synth ID watermark on Google generated content. No disclosure standard for third party AI uploads. And Bandcamp says you're banned. That's why they call Bandcamp, because they ban AI completely. The clearest policy is a ban, right? Even though they're coming across as, well, it's not all, it's not everything. Well, most people are taking it as that. When it comes to YouTube, it's a very clear cut system, but it doesn't cut across everything, at least not to our knowledge. And when it comes to Apple Music, well, they've got the infrastructure, but the enforcement is weak. And Deezer is the most operationally complete. So when you take a look at all of these, Apple falls short because the stated rationale, gathering data to develop policies, is sound in theory, but in practice, self-reported data from parties with financial incentives to underreport produces a data set that's systematically biased. This is just not in, I don't want to waste much time on this any further, but I don't feel this is accidental. The announcement arrived on March 4th, 8 days after Google Producer AI launched February 24th, 4 days after SUNO's 300 million annual revenue announcement, and the same week that the Say No to SUNO campaign's peak press coverage came out. I really do not think this is by accident. I think Apple is kind of surveying what's going on in the market space. They cannot afford to anger the music industry the way SUNO can, and the way Google's royalty elimination strategy inherently does. They gotta come a little bit more stealth mode like. So the strategic move in plain language, Apple built the plugin and called it a policy. The labels have a switch. They can flip it if they want to. Many won't. Apple gets credit for building the switch. The music gets to Apple without anyone being forced to flip it. This preserves Apple's relationships with both sides of an industry in conflict. The major labels suing Suno and the AI music industry, generating 60,000 tracks per day. The most important Apple newsletter line, similar to genres, credits, and other metadata. See, Apple's newsletter described the AI tags as functioning similar to genres, credits, and other metadata. This framing is doing significant work. Genre metadata on Apple Music is routinely inaccurate, inconsistently applied, and unenforced. Credits, metadata, songwriter, producer, engineer is famously incomplete, as many of you know, because you never find the information when you're looking for it. Apple is not promising that AI labels will be accurate. It's promising that AI labels will exist in the same category of metadata that's already known to be voluntarily submitted, inconsistently applied, and impossible to verify. Three things that the spec says that most press didn't report. The track tag applies to every territory. Tags may be updated, so you can go back and update this metadata. And the example in the spec is a Bjork album. Apple chose to illustrate the new AI tagging system using Medulla by Bjork, a 2004 album famous for being almost entirely built from human vocal sounds. It is used purely as a structural example, but the choice of an album defined by its radical commitment to organic human sound is to illustrate AI disclosure tagging is either an editorial joke or an extraordinary accident. So, my friends, without flogging the issue any further, I am curious to know what you think. Is this the equivalent of Apple building a filing cabinet when the industry was asking for a bouncer? Is this the equivalent of a white elephant project that yields no real value to anyone involved? Is it just one of those check the box kind of things? Well, maybe the philosophy is better than nothing, not enough, a real start, or not yet a solution. It seems like Apple wants to do good, but at the same time, they want to keep everyone happy, right? What fans have said about this, better than nothing, still ban it. They should fine you for not labeling it. The audience's instincts that disclosure without enforcement is incomplete. What does it mean for the industry? Now, Apple has built the pipe. The next question is whether regulators, industry bodies, or competitive pressures from platforms like Deezer force mandatory use of that pipe. You know what I say, my friends? I could care less. Go ahead and play with your little labeling and tagging. I don't care because I'm going to do me. I'm going to keep putting out my message. I'm going to keep putting out my message on any platform I can. Let them bring out the labeling machines till the cows come home, and it's fine. It's their platform. But I think I'm going to go build my platform because I don't care at this point. I've got a vehicle, I've got a tool, I've got Suno. It's my ideas I'm putting in. Suno is a co-collaborator with me, and I'm just having a ball and a blast, and I don't care whatever any of these companies come up with because I'm going to keep true to putting out music that I enjoy and lyrics that are mine and ideas, ideologies that I want to pass on to people who listen to my music. So I doff my hat to Apple. You got to do you. I got to do me. You got to do you, my fellow musicians. Don't be moved by this. Look, you're either for AI being used in the creative space without retribution, or you are against it. I don't believe there's a middle ground. I have a lot of followers who are mobility impaired. They're not able to move their limbs like they used to, so they can't play instruments. Some of them cannot sing like they used to. Now, all of these ideas are from them that they get into the tool. They write the lyrics, they may hum the melody, or they may program the melody in a way that SUNO can understand, and that's their work. So to say it's AI and therefore less than is sad to those people. It's sad to me. I don't think anyone has a silver bullet for this. All I know is people need to continue with their truth, sharing the ideas they have, their songs, their melodies that they came up with. If AI created everything, that's a bigger problem. But as a human, you're putting skin in the game, you're putting lyrics, you're putting melody, you're putting harmony, you're doing arrangement, you're doing the work. In my next episode, I'm going to talk about this Supreme Court ruling that's making everyone say, oh, I guess I can't claim that. Well, why would you want to claim 100% AI created stuff? Doesn't make sense. Don't be moved by all this news, fear mongering. It's good to understand what's out there, but as far as shaking in your shoes and breaking sweat and losing sleep, it's not worth it. Keep enjoying yourself. Keep creating. Someone says, well, you cannot copyright what is 100% created by AI. Yes, we know that. We've known that for a very long time. There's nothing new in that. So why fearmonger to say, oh, you better not use SUNO. You better do everything manually with real instruments. That's dumb. Because even today, a lot of what is claimed to be with real instruments has a ton of AI backing. It has AI in the mastering. I'm surprised that Apple didn't even ask for you to flag what is mastered by AI. That would be a bloodbath. Everything would have some element of AI because a lot of these tools, they have artificial intelligence in the background. Many of the mastering tools these days. So, my friends, I'm done. I just wanted to bring you the news, but I would say don't be moved by it. But as much as possible, try your best to always be the human in the loop. Words, like your lyrics, your melody, and your harmony, try to put that human ingredient in, and you will always be a step ahead. Things are definitely going to change as more tools begin to incorporate artificial intelligence, keyboards, drum machines. Come on now. For how long can you keep this at bay? And what is puzzling is that in the future, you're going to have generations that could care less about the 1950s or the 60s and the things everyone wants to hold dear. That generation is going to be moved along to a different wavelength, a different way of thinking. So when you think about the 1800s and the early 1900s, do you think any of those ideologies are surviving as they were back then? They're not. We've moved on. We're talking about autotune. That's already bad enough. And then you're talking about recording performances. That's bad because people didn't do that in those days. They wanted it all live. They thought that recording would spoil everything. But look at where we are today. We are fighting to maintain recording in a particular way. Things are really going to change, my friends. We're not going to continue this way forever. Think about all the geographies in the world. For how long are you going to keep trying to police and control people? Don't use AI. Say that you used AI. I give it another 10 years and it's just going to fade out and people are going to be like, whatever. Let's compete based on ideas and output. Is it really music? Is it great music or is it just lackluster music? There will always be lackluster music. AI can't help you, right? The lyrics, the emotion, the peaks and the valleys of the song. Yeah, I mean, you can't keep going on saying, oh, we're gonna swat people down so they don't use AI. Let it be me with AI versus you with AI, not, oh, everybody has to play the real instruments. I love real instruments, don't get me wrong, that's my food. I love real instruments like a drug. I love to play my real live pianos. Are you kidding me? I live for that stuff. I love it. But at the same time, I can see an evolving landscape. And I'm not going to be a dumb schmuck sitting on the sidelines arguing with anyone who uses AI saying, you're a fraud, you're a thief. SUNO, you're a thief. Give me a break. I'm done. See you in the next video.